Are you waiting for your manager, for your boss, whoever you directly report to, come to you and say, hey, do you want to be promoted? That's never going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Hey, what is up? Welcome back, Design Squad. One of the designers I coach and mentor the other day asked me, how do I get promoted? They're kind of like stuck in this junior to midweight position, and they want to get promoted into a senior role and eventually, let's say, into a management track because they like to work with other people. And they're struggling to do that. Now, this is a burning topic, and it almost doesn't matter where you are in your design career or what you do, be it UX or research or product design or just UI design. And of course, there are a few caveats which apply to this, because you have geographical location on one hand, you have different maturities of different organizations on the other hand, because, some say they need UX design, but they actually need a UI designer who would just produce mockups. And so you have to consider a lot of different bits, a lot of different variables, as well as your seniority and stuff. But most important bit, and what I asked that person to do, is actually specify what do they need. What do they see themselves as in, let's say, 3 to 5 to 10 years? What's their vision? Do they want to be like a UX manager? Do they want to go into UX leadership? Or do they want to be a principal and specialize? It could be that you're chasing the responsibility and you just want to become more confident, add more value to the business, to your users, personally develop. And so if you can be specific at that, then the path to achieving that is much easier. And your communication and the way you carry yourself is going to be much more precise and focused. And what I see usually, and what I experienced myself, as someone who grew almost a decade into UX design leadership right now, a lot of people think they're ready for a promotion. However, they don't have the evidence and they don't really demonstrate that they are. Reality is you're only gonna be promoted to the next level if you already demonstrate the next level skill set. And so if you're wondering what are those competencies, what I usually use and what is quite simple, of course every company is gonna have their own frameworks, but I like to use this framework from Snag a Job, which you can refer to at any point in your career, this matrix of different levels and different responsibilities. And for example, as a key contributor, which could be, let's say, a midweight, or let's say a UX designer period, someone who just does UX design, does product design, user research, these are the capabilities we might need to display, which, for example, in core skills could be interaction design and user research, or let's say prototyping and facilitation. If you're strong in those two and capable in two others, like, UI design or planning, user research, things of that nature, then you're probably doing that, which is key contributor. What do you do to get to senior level, for example? All these different bits which you then expand on and you have to contribute when makes you a senior. Could mean that you manage other colleagues. It could mean in other organizations that you don't. For example, myself as a senior, I led design teams and I managed other folk. There is also a branch out, for example, here into management track, or you can continue as a contributor, as a hands-on resource, like a lead, like a principal, and I would recommend you to read into this. But I guess where I'm getting at, you should have a sense of what you want to do. If you're competent in the next level responsibilities, let's say if you're now a lead or a senior designer and you want to go into management track, do you already manage other designers? Do you already coach other designers? Do you run workshops? Do you evangelize that stuff? Do you make design optimization decisions? Do you make any process improvements? Do you contribute to development of a design maturity within your organization? Do you do all those things which are expected of that next step up? Or are you waiting to be picked? Are you waiting for your manager, for your boss, whoever you directly report to, come to you and say, hey, do you want to be promoted? That's never going to happen. It's just not going to happen. For me to get from senior to lead position where I managed other colleagues, all I had to do, and it's a lot of effort, of course, was coaching other people within the organization, giving show and tells to wider business, evangelizing bits, running workshops. Specific skills that you have, someone else might not have. You have to teach them. That demonstrates that. Business development opportunities, pitches, planning out the resources, roadmap meetings, things of that nature. Anything which you take on as a leader makes you a leader. So it's your responsibility to go to your direct line manager, to your boss, and say, hey, this is what I want to achieve. This is where I want to get to. Support me. Give me more responsibilities. Challenge me. Allow me to do that. Allow me to demonstrate that I'm ready for it. You know, in the next 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, throw at me all those different bits which that next person, that next level designer have to demonstrate. If you don't have that type of support, just look at what's around you. Perhaps you have a bigger design team and there's a little bit more senior person. What do they do what you don't do already? And I can guarantee that it's gonna come down to that. It's not that you are not given the permission to do those things, it's that you are not aiming for it, you are not hustling for it, you are not just choosing yourself in the end. You know, there is an amazing book by James Altucher called Choose Yourself, and it's exactly about that. Nobody's gonna come at you and pick you out of a crowd and say, now you're a champion, now you're a manager, now you're a senior designer. That's not gonna happen. You have to choose yourself and start acting on it. Then the business has no choice but to see that you're already doing that, so it's only the formalization of the actual responsibilities. On the flip side, of course, if let's say money is the key for you, then just go consultancy route, go contractor route, just jump from company to company and promote yourself that way. However, that's gonna also have a lot of caveats. If you're that senior, you're gonna run out of options. If a market average for that role is 100K, but now you're 130 or 150K, chances are you're gonna promote yourself out of a market, out of all the opportunities and options around. I would consider if it's the right thing to do given the long-term vision of who you want to become. And so I hope this is useful. As per usual, if so, give a like, subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so, leave a comment below, and until next time.